Hello everyone. So we are about to start this webinar now, and we have Hamza Ahmed. He is taking care of the loan part in Abroademy, and he will be answering all the questions today related to loan, related to the funds, whatever
Hello
questions you
everyone.
guys have.
So we are about to
Hamza, over to you. You can please take it up.
Thank you so much. Hello everyone, how are you?
So guys, Hamza, before you start, just let me let them know. So guys, you'll not be able to unmute yourself today. Whatever are your questions related to the loan part, related to the funds that are needed for studying abroad and stuff. So you can just drop it in the comments and we will be taking all your questions and we will try to make sure that you get all the answers today in this webinar. I hope this works for everyone. So Hamza,
Yes,
over
ma'am,
to you.
we'll have a Q&A session after the PPT as
Yes.
discussed. Yes, ma'am. So I'll be sharing my screen. I present a PPT. Just a moment. Hello everyone, is my screen visible? Ma'am, please confirm.
Yes, it is.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So good afternoon everyone. Uh, I hope you all are doing well. Today I'll be explaining everything, every detail about the loan and what are the benefit of taking study abroad loan. You guys have already decided the country, this course, but the main part is funding, and that's where the loan part comes in. Okay, we'll be understanding every prospect and what are the ROI we can get, rate of interest from public bank, private bank, and what are the benefit of getting loans. I'll be explaining everything. Okay. Next slide. So, why education loans? So study abroad involves more than just tuition fees. There are living expenses as well. You have tickets, you have accommodations, flights, and everything. We are here to talk about one very important topic: how to fund your study abroad dream. Most of you already know which country or university you want to go, but how will I manage finances? That's exactly where the education loan comes into the picture. Why education loan? Study abroad involves more than just the tuition fees. There are living expenses, accommodations, travel, insurance, daily costs. Uh, and for any education loans, it helps you manage these expenses without putting pressure to your parents at one time. So think of an education loan not as a burden, but as an investment in your future. Most loans also offer flexible repayment options. So repayment usually start after the course completion, or they it is called moratorium period. Once you get a job, there are types of education loan. There are type of education loan like secured and unsecured loan. What is secured loan? In which you give collateral. Collateral means property, FD, fixed deposit. If you have with secured loan, you can get a very lower interest rate for which I say Canara Bank. It starts from 7 to 8% for female candidates, and for male candidate, it starts from 9%. If you want a secured loan, collateral loan. So an unsecured loan means non-collateral loan, which means that you don't have to give any property, any mortgage, or any FD, just on the basis of your academics and on the basis of your co-applicant, which is your guarantor, like your parent, your mother, your brother, sister, or any of your blood-related family member. It can be your uncle, it can be your maternal uncle, it can be your auntie as well, but we have to show blood relation, like for auntie and uh, aunties and maternal aunties. Okay. What is secured education loan? Uh, this I've already explained that for secured education loan, interest start at 8%. No maximum loan amount cap. You can get up to 2 crores of amount if you get if you want a secured loan. If you are willing to give a property, it means you can give your home. You can give a land, but it should be a municipality land, not an agricultural land. You can give a FD. A 20% FD will do, fixed deposit. If you are willing to take if you want, just for like assume you want 1 crore amount for your study abroad loan, you can give 20% of the FD, and you can like 20 lakhs, and you can get loan secured for 1 crore. And what is the loan process? And for secured loan, you get longer tenure payment, repayment option, like you get moratorium period. In between your studies, you don't have to pay anything like no simple interest, no compound interest to the bank. You just have to pay after you after you complete the study, and after you get a job in secured loan. For unsecured loan, it starts from 8.75%. It mainly depends on your academics, like how good are your scores, how was your 10, 12 marks, how is your graduation. If you're going for an undergrad, they will check your academics. It should be very good. I think 70%, 65 to 70% matters in an unsecured loan, and the interest starts from 8.75%. And for unsecured loan, the university and the course should be listed in the bank. Like for an example, a Greenwich University that listed in ICICI Bank, and the course that is listed is like engineering, any management course, anything like that. So the course and the university should be listed in the bank for unsecured loan. In this, you do not need any property, any FD or anything like that. You just have to bring a good co-applicant whose salary minimum is like 30 to 35,000. They can be your guarantor, and on that basis, you can get the loan, unsecured loan, without any property and without any hesitation. Next slide. Secured versus unsecured loan. There's a basic comparison, like what are the benefits of secured loan and what are the benefits of unsecured loan. Interest for secured loan, interest start from 8%, which is very low for study abroad. Like 8% is the starting loan. Collateral is required for study secured loan, because secured means collateral, property or FD. Loan amount, no hesitation. You can get accommodations, flight tickets, everything included in that for secured. Processing is moderate. You think at least 20 to 25 days is needed for secured loan, because we need to get the valuation of the property and everything. The paperwork and everything is to be done. For unsecured loan, the interest start from 8.75%, and it goes up to 13% for unsecured. Collateral is not required. Loan amount depends on the profile of the student. Like if the students come and he wants 40 lakhs, but his academics and co-applicant is not good, so he might get approval loan of 30 lakhs, and the rest of 10 lakhs, rest of the amount he has to arrange for himself from himself. But unsecured loan is faster. You get an approval within 4 to 5 days, and the loan is sanctioned within 10 days. So unsecured loan has benefits also. Next slide. What lenders evaluate? So lenders basically evaluate your academic performance, like I have told earlier, like your marks, your background. You do not have any backlogs or anything like that. Were you good in studies? Were everything your like is do you have any DPDs, or do you have any ongoing EMIs and loans and everything? It also sees like what is your entrance and aptitude score for like GMAT, IELTS, or anything like that, Duolingo, or everything like the entrance exam that the most countries and most university take. But there are universities and courses that do not require any of the exams or entrance. So target country they choose, and the university should be listed. Future employability they check is that if the student is going to a certain university, what is the conversion rate of the university, like job placement security. If they give 100% placement or not, they will check every aspect. the loan process. For basic profile assessment, what is the loan process? First, we take the basic information from the student, like has he completed his graduation, or if he going for the masters, and if he's going for undergrad program, has he completed 10, 12, and what are the marks of it? We check like what is the basic, what are the country he's targeting, what is the course he's targeting, what, and then we go to the next step, step two, which is document submission, in which we will take your PAN, your co-applicant's detail, your Aadhaar card, PAN card, your mark sheet, and every document that are needed for the login process. And the third stage, we log in your profile in any of the best lenders, which gives the lowest ROI. Then on the fourth stage, you get your loan approval, in which you get your loan approved, the amount you have you have requested, you get that amount approved, and then there is disbursement, which takes around 1 week for the after approval. Okay. Smart tips for students. You should always start your loan planning early, because it takes time. It always like many of the time it is very smooth and very easy for many of the students who's backlog, who doesn't have any backlogs, and their academics is very good, they have good co-applicant and everything. But for many of the students it takes time for the loan process. So you should start early for planning for taking loan. And you can get, for if you start early, you can get comparison between the secured and unsecured, because unsecured takes time, secured takes time. So you can, if you have secured loan, you should always start early, because it takes at least 1 month to evaluate and everything, to disburse and everything. So if you're planning for a September intake, you should start, you can give your profile on February, March, and you can get an approval by July and August. So you can go in August. Understand repayment and interest clearly. Read each and every document very clearly and thoroughly. What is the repayment option you're getting? If there is a moratorium period or not. If the bank sometimes says that there is a moratorium period, but after your loan is approved, there is no moratorium period. You have to pay compound interest bit, some like 13-12% in between your studies monthly. And you should always look through and ask your lender as many questions as you can about the interest repayment and interest. Avoid last minute financial decision. Always start early, as I've said. So don't get any delays on anything like that. So start your funding decision today and define your financial comfort tomorrow. Plan smart, study global, stress less. This is my light side. Any question or answer for you? Ma'am, we can start a Q&A session.
Thank you, Hamza. So, guys, I think Hamza has explained secured, unsecured loan process and the steps that are included in this process very well. It was a nice presentation, Hamza, I should
Thank you
say.
so much, ma'am.
Yeah. So, guys, in case if you have any questions related to the loan part or maybe related to funds that are required for any country specifically, so in that case, you can please drop it in the chat box and we will be taking one by one each of your questions. So, in the
Yes.
meanwhile, Hamza, I would like to ask you because we already have started getting questions now. So there's a question the student is asking, likewise, if I do not have a co-applicant, how do I proceed ahead with my application process for any country that I am planning for?
Ma'am, there are two international lenders like Prodigy and Empower. They give loan without collateral and without co-applicant as well.
Okay.
But it is only for UK, US, and Canada. Like Empower does only US and Canada, but Prodigy does, sometimes it does France, UK, US, and Canada. So for these countries, we can proceed without collateral, without co-applicant as well. If the academics is good of the student, it also depends on that.
All right. So, Hamza, we have another question. So, the student is asking, he wants to proceed ahead with Italy's process. But the thing is that there are two things now. One is he is not having, enough funds to show in the bank account because at least 13 to 14 lakhs is required for the amount that
Public
is,
university.
yeah, public universities. And it is to be shown in the bank account, right, for your visa
Yes,
process.
ma'am.
And apart from that, the student is struggling to pay the consultancy's fees as well. So, how he can take it up and how we can help him in that case.
Ma'am, apart from the consultants fee, there are lenders that give loans for the public universities like Avance and uh, Avance, Credila, and Incred. These are NBFCs that gives loan for for public university for accommodations and for flights. So it will include in that up to, I think, up to 15 lakhs they give. So they don't need to show anything related to the studies, but they need to show like the admit and everything. Is everything sorted and not or not?
Okay, so we have another question. So a student is asking, as you said, that in collateral loan, there is no bend or no limit amount of the loan. So what's the value of property? Does it also matter or not?
Yes, ma'am, it matters. Like for government, I say public banks, they give 80% of the evaluated amount. Like if the property is around 1 crore, they will give 80 lakhs to the student. But for NBFCs, they give up to 130%. Like if the property is worth 1 crore, they'll give 1.4 or 1.3 crores to the students. It
Oh,
depends on the lender, ma'am, basically. But
okay.
with the public bank, we get lower interest, so we should always proceed with the public banks.
All right, all right. So how much time will it take, near about to get this loan sanctioned and everything?
For collateral secured loan, ma'am, we can expect for public banks up to 1 month, like 25 working days. And for NBFCs, it takes up to 14 days for
Okay.
secured loan.
So how are NBFCs different from, the other private banks and all?
Ma'am, sometimes NBFCs, the full form of NBFC is non-banking financial system. So there are some certain rules excluded that do not require in the NBFCs. So they give funding on the basis. They also like for the banks, public bank and private banks, the civil score matters a lot. But for NBFCs, they also give loan to 600 civil person.
Okay.
So yes, ma'am.
So
And it
what,
has
okay, so please, you can complete. Sorry.
so ma'am, basically the lenders that you have is all study abroad related. They do not do any funding other than study abroad or domestic loan. So they are totally into that. But the private bank and public banks, they give every types of loan. So because of that, NBFC is good.
Okay, great. So now another thing you mentioned about the CIBIL score. So what
Yes, ma'am.
exactly the CIBIL score should be?
For private and public bank, ma'am, it should be above 700 for any for co-applicant. If the student father's civil is below 700, we might need another financial co-applicant whose civil is good, and we can add an additional co-applicant to his profile, to the student's profile.
Okay,
For
so
NBFCs, we can proceed 600 to 630 if the student's academics is good.
okay, so that is great information because lately what I can memorize is we had couple of students whose CIBIL score, like the co-applicant CIBIL score was somewhere around, I believe, 620 or 650, that sort of thing. So in that case, they can easily because
Yes, ma'am, they can get.
yeah, they have been told that they cannot go ahead with the same thing,
No, no,
the
ma'am, they
CIBIL
can
score
get.
was low.
It will be very good if they provide an FD of 20%. We can go easily with that. Like if the amount is 20 lakh, they can give 5 lakhs as an FD, which is also an investment for the student.
Okay, so Hamza, another question now. So
Yes, ma'am.
basically, a student is asking his father's income is basically his monthly. His father is a retired, sorry. So his father is retired, and his brother is earning near about 25,000 rupees per month. So his father cannot be a co-applicant because he's already retired. So he's asking, can my brother become a co-applicant in that case?
Yes, ma'am. The brother can become a co-applicant. But if the father is getting pension or anything like that, we can merge the co-applicant. Like we can get two co-applicant for the same person.
So, how many co-applicants, Hamza, do you generally recommend that we can
One,
have?
ma'am.
Only one.
Only one. If the salary and there are no DPDs or ongoing EMIs, one is good enough.
Okay. So in case there are certain cases wherein, students' parents have already taken the housing loan, or maybe student who's planning for such a country like maybe New Zealand or some other country, which is a PR friendly destination.
Hmm.
So they have already taken the house loan against it. So are they still eligible to go ahead with the study loan in that case, education loan?
Yes, yes, ma'am, they can go, but they need to add an additional co-applicant, or else, like if the salary is good and the salary is 60,000 and the EMI that is going is 10,000, then we can proceed. The 50,000 is good amount for study abroad loan.
Okay, okay, all right. So we have another question. What are the requirements for a co-applicant in terms of the co-applicant salary?
Salary, like if a students want a 40 lakh rupees loan, the minimum salary should be 30 to 35,000 for a co-applicant, and the civil score should be above 700. Then we can proceed with that co-applicant. No ongoing EMIs or DPDs on that salary. The minimum salary criteria, I'm saying, ma'am. The minimum.
Okay. So, Hamza, I also wanted to know another thing. Likewise,
Yes, ma'am.
students generally have this kind of dilemma that, their maternal uncles or paternal uncle cannot be the co-applicant. So, co-applicant has to be mother and father only. And in case if father is maybe not, he's not working anywhere and mother is a homemaker, then how do we show funds in such a case? In whose account do we do it?
Ma'am, we can take maternal and paternal uncle, but we have to show the blood relation. Like all the documentations and what are the documentation the bank need, we have to show that. Like how the student is related to that uncle, we have to prove that. And that uncle can be a co-applicant of the student. And the amount that will be considering will be the uncle's amount, bank account.
All right. So in that case, uncle's bank account would be considered as the
Yes, ma'am.
co-applicant's one.
Co-applicant. Yes.
Okay. And he will have to pay the monthly, charges,
From
EMIs.
his account. From his account, that will be deducted. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Hamza, the amount will be transferred to whose account? Will it be the uncle's account or will it be the student's account who will be getting the money?
Most of the time, what NBFCs I'm saying that do is they directly give the fees and everything to the university. Like for some amount, like pre-admit fees and the visa and everything, they give certain amount to student up to 3 lakhs. They give on the student's account for basic needs. For miscellaneous income, they say uh, expenses, they give up to 3 lakhs for flights and accommodations, everything like that. So that the student will be getting in his account.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. So if loan is already going on, so still can we make the person co-applicant?
Yes, ma'am. Loan in the sense like if the salary is good, like I've said earlier, if the salary is good and the amount is very less for the loan or EMI is very less, then we can proceed.
Okay.
After deducting the EMI, I think after deducting the EMI and DPDs, it should be around 35 to 40,000. That is the basic need.
All right. So, Hamza, again, I'm coming back to my question, the one that I asked you before also.
Yes, ma'am.
For at least process, if we talk about, so students generally have this kind of thing that I do not have funds to show in my bank account. Can we help students to show funds in their bank account in case if they do not have funds?
Some lenders do that, ma'am. They give their funding to the student's account, full payment to the student's account. But every payment should have a receipt so that the bank can have approve what the student has spent, what on the things that students have spent the money on. So they should have a proof, the receipt and everything. If the student wants the money for accommodation, he has to have this receipt for living expenses and everything, and we can do that.
Okay, so basically the good news is that in case if students are not having funds to show in their bank account, we
They
can
can get,
lend them money and they can
yes,
show
ma'am,
it in their bank account.
in their own
And
account.
so in their own accounts. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So co-applicant would be mandatory in that case as well.
Yes, ma'am, it will be mandatory.
Okay, all right.
In any
And again, we
case, ma'am, in any case, fathers and mothers civil is checked. Uh, in some cases, we suggest student to take an additional co-applicant, so it would be beneficial for the student. If the student fathers and mothers does not have a good salary or does not have a good civil score, then we suggest the student what are the basic he needs to get the loan sanctioned or to get the loan approved.
Okay, okay. All right. So we have another question right now. Let me first take this up. So we have this question. Do we get the loan amount, total of 3 years course tuition fees, or it is, and the cost of living as well?
Yes, ma'am. Total overall. The cost of living and the many of the times so the lenders already say to the student that you should like if the student says I need 30 lakhs for my tuition fee. But the lender suggests that you might need 35 lakhs, you should apply for 35 lakhs for your living expenses and miscellaneous expenses as well. Because so they get everything like for the tuition fees and for accommodation as well. They get that loan.
Okay, all right. So if we talk about secured loan right now, Hamza, so please
Yes.
just throw some light on, like for secured loan, what all things do you consider? Do you take into consideration? So is it like FDs, PPFs, PFs? Are these all things inclusive of,
For
included in this?
everything is included, ma'am. For SBI, they have started taking mutual funds as well as an FD as a secured loan. But for land and property, I'm saying again that we need a municipal land or property that the student have. The agricultural land or any land that is considered under that agricultural part, it would not be considered in secured loan. Property, home, or apartment, everything is considered if they have a paper.
Okay, so I have another question. The student is asking, I wanted to know about agricultural land, loan against agricultural land only. So what will you suggest
No,
on
ma'am.
this now?
I'll
We
suggest
cannot do
the
anything.
I can check with the lenders, like if some of the cases they might do for Punjab cases they have done, like in cred, they can do, but most of the time they don't. So I will suggest
Student is from
good co
Hamza, sorry
Yes,
to
ma'am.
interrupt. Student
Yes,
is
ma'am.
from Kerala.
Kerala. I can
Yeah.
check with the lenders, ma'am. It might be possible, but most of the cases are not doable in this case for agricultural land.
Okay. So we are not giving loan against agricultural land any which ways,
Agricultural land.
right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So are the assets also included in your secured loan? Like
Yes, ma'am.
cars, your property, so is
No,
any
no.
included?
No cars or machineries, ma'am. Only assets in terms of property.
Okay.
Like yes, ma'am. Like homes or apartments or anything like that. Or land which comes under municipality, not under Gram Panchayat or something like that.
All right. Okay. So this comes under secured loan. And if you talk about
Yes, ma'am.
unsecured loan, so for unsecured loan, you will just be needing a sponsor, right?
Yes, ma'am. A guarantor.
Guarantor.
Basic terms. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for guarantor, what all documents do you generally ask for from the student? Like, is it mandatory to file the ITR and all stuff from the guarantor side?
If if the co-applicant is salaried, then we need the salary slip and everything, bank statement and everything. If the co-applicant has a business, so we might need an ITR, and the ITR should be submitted before 6 months. So what we suggested is like we suggest the co-applicant to file an RTR today, and if it is a September intake, so we'll suggest a co-applicant to file an ITR again after 6 months if he doesn't have an ITR.
Okay, okay, great. So before I take on another question, guys, I would suggest that in case if you have any question related to loan part, any question related to funds part, please just drop it in the chat box right now and get all your doubts cleared, because I know that how many, questions we all have when it comes to the funds part, the loan part, the funding part and all stuff. So please just drop it in the chat box and you can ask Hamza all the relevant questions, whatever you feel like. And in case if you are struggling hard to have good funds in your bank account, want to know how you can show that even, so you can let us know, and we will ask Hamza about the same thing. So Hamza, moving on to the another question. Student is asking, PF and mutual funds are also considered in secured loan. So, well, you have
Yes,
answered
ma'am.
this question. How old it can be?
So
So,
PF,
so basically, if a student or maybe the parents have recently got the PFs and mutual funds invested, like they have invested the amount recently only, can it be considered?
yes, ma'am, it can be considered. There is no minimum age limit for that, a mature limit for that. In NBFCs, for private banks and public banks, there is a limit of 6 months and 1 year for FD. It should be matured of 1 year.
Okay, okay, all right. And if we talk about the, funds requirement, so all the universities, all the countries will have different requirements for the funds.
Yes, ma'am.
So in that case, do you bound students that, you can get loan up to this much amount only?
No, ma'am. I think if the student's course and university is listed, then there's no limit.
And where we can check that listing, like
There's
whether,
a there's a tool, ma'am. I can show you after this meeting, and we can check that. Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
all right, great, great. So we have another question. The student is asking, in case if I show all the funds in my mother's account, but my mother is a homemaker, will it work?
The mother should like the student should have the proof where does that money come from. The banks will ask 100%. They'll ask that where did you get that money from? So if she has a proof that like she's saying that she has borrowed it from somewhere else or took it from somewhere else, that can be done. That can be considered. But they should have a proof for that money.
Okay, sorry, I was on
Yes,
mute.
ma'am.
Fine.
No worries.
So, Hamza, we have another question. Student is asking, if the salary is near about 4 lakh per annum, am I still eligible for the loan?
Yes, yes, you are eligible. What is the enhanced salary like for
Okay, so
4
you can
lakhs?
type in the chat box, what is your enhanced salary in that case? Somewhere around 22,000.
No, no, no. It should be above 35,000. Minimum is 30,000, I'm saying. That also is like in the rarest case.
Okay, okay. So 35,000 is what we are looking forward for.
Minimum without any EMIs or ongoing EMIs.
Okay. So, Hamza, another question that we have is generally, like, this is my question now. What generally happens is, like, if a student is going abroad for his further studies, and in that case, student is the only earning member in the family. Basically, he wants to do the,
Funding by himself.
yeah, it is a self-funded thing altogether. So in that case, how are the funds to be shown? He does not want his father or mother to be a co-applicant or maybe any other stuff like that. How do we take this up?
No, ma'am. A minimum one co-applicant is needed in any case. If he
Ach-
doesn't want his mother and father, any uncle, auntie, any of the blood related should be here, like his sibling will also do. Who is present in here in India, the lenders need that.
But Hamza, tell me one thing. If the student is not taking the loan on the entire amount, he has certain funds of his own, and he's taking partial amount loan. So how do we take it forward then?
If the student have the proof of the money, we can proceed it with like the lenders will ask how are you getting the rest of the amount. If the student says that I was salaried and this is my uh, income, so they'll proceed with that.
Okay, all right. So we have another question. The student is asking, if a student has 8 lakhs per annum in hand and CIBIL is 720, how much loan he can get?
It depends on the course. So what is the amount that he needs?
So he's asking
course
for a
and
loan of 30
country.
lakhs. He's
30
asking
lakhs
for,
easily he can get. Easily he can get a 30 lakhs, 30,
but
35
but
lakhs.
he is not having any funds and not looking for parents as co-applicant, and he will make his cousin as a co-applicant. Will that work?
Cousin, no, ma'am. Cousin, brother, and sister will won't work. In some cases, we can add as an additional co-applicant, but the main co-applicant will be his father or mother or any of his siblings.
Okay. So Hamza, in case if, as I already asked you before also, likewise, if all the funds are there in the mother's account, okay, and we are making mother as a co-applicant, will it not create any problem in that case because she's a homemaker? Then how, she's having so much of funds in the bank account and all stuff, will that
That,
not create
yeah,
any problem?
that will be a problem, ma'am, for the letters as well. They will ask for the proof. First of all, they will ask for the proof, like how did you get that money? And if she says that any of her brother, like her maternal uncle or anyone else has given that money, so we can take that maternal uncle as a co-applicant.
Okay, okay. So if parents already have one loan which is already going on, still can they be made as a co-applicant?
Yes, ma'am, they can be made as a co-applicant
Okay, all right. So
if the
that,
ongoing EMI is less, of course. Like,
well, that answers, I believe, maximum questions today, and it
yes,
is
ma'am.
clearing our concept as well because students do have, multiple doubts on the same lines.
Yes, ma'am.
Who can become a co-applicant? I do not have this, I do not have that. Can I still, go abroad? I
Go
can
abroad and
and
everything.
all. Okay, so we have another question. The student is asking for Italy, I think 10 to 12 lakhs can be budget. So what should be the minimum salary of co-applicant?
Budget, ma'am, what is the amount that the student needs?
So basically, it is 10 to 12 lakhs only because in case of Italy, what generally happens, Hamza, is like we do not
The
have to show the tuition fees amount in the bank account. We just have to show, 12 to
living
13
expenses
lakhs.
and
Yeah,
everything like
living
that.
expenses, basically. So it is like 12 to 13 lakhs of funds are required, and that is to be shown in the bank account till the time you get your visa. So after you get your visa, we can, take out that amount even. But if not, then we can save it in our bank accounts as well.
Ah, yes, ma'am.
So the student is asking, like, for Italy, he thinks that this much amount is required, 10 to 12 lakhs is required as a budget amount. So what should be the minimum salary of the co-applicant? How much he or she should be earning in that case?
20 to 25,000 will do in that case, ma'am.
Okay.
In that case, like the amount is less, we can proceed with 20 to 25,000.
Okay.
Above 30 lakhs, 30,000 or 35,000, I'm saying.
So if the student is going for bachelor's program, the amount that he'll have to show in his bank account is 21 lakhs, 21 to
Okay.
22 lakhs. So if the amount is 22 lakhs in that case, we should have a salary of somewhere around 30 to
30,
35,000.
35,000, 100%. Yes, ma'am.
Great, great. Got it. Fine. I believe that answers again a very good question today.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
guys, if you will have any other question, you can just drop it in the chat box. Before that, we have another question from one of our student. Just allow me a second.
Yes,
So the student is asking if I cannot take the loan against the agriculture land, what are the possibilities? Like, how can I go ahead with the loan process? Because the agenda is very clear. I want to go abroad for my further studies.
they can give an FD, ma'am, if they have an FD, or
How much
the
amount of
lend
FD? How much amount of
20% of the loan amount required.
Okay. So if the student is going for Italy and he needs funds of near about 12 to 13 lakhs, so the FD should be of at least 20% of it.
20%, 2.5 to 3 lakhs will be good.
Okay. And if he gives the FD, then in that case, what
Then
next?
we'll proceed on the basis of the FD. It will be a secured loan.
Oh, great. That's nice.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So we have another question. After completion of bachelor's or master's, how much time will we get to repay the loan amount? Very nice question again.
Like it is a like if for the master's course, like 2 years master's, you get 2 plus 6 months. Like in between your studies, you don't have to pay anything, no simple interest, no compound interest. But after completing your study, you get additional 6 months time for your job, for securing your job or anything like that. And after 6 months, like 2.5 years, you will have to start your first EMI.
Okay. So, Hamza, over here, I had one question in my mind. For example, student has gone to European countries. Fine. Maybe it is Italy only the student has gone to. So what
Okay.
generally happens in case of European countries, the student gets the Schengen visa directly for another
Schengen.
29 countries. Fine.
Yes, ma'am.
So if he has gone to Italy, he is studying maybe in University of Bologna for any set program, right? So
Yes,
in
ma'am.
that case, he has taken the loan for that particular university, that particular course, and he plans to, after 2 years, after completing his master's, he plans to go to any other country. Maybe he's planning to go to Greece or maybe Latvia or Lithuania. So is he still eligible? Like, how do we, track it? And is he still repaying it? That kind of thing. How do we
In
do?
that case, ma'am, we need that is why the co-applicant is needed. Everything is like the money is deducted from the co-applicant's account. So
Okay.
if
So it doesn't
yeah,
matter. The student is going to which place after that.
yes, ma'am. Like if it is in Europe only, saying it doesn't matter in that case.
The loan
If
amount
the
still gets disbursed in their bank account. No
Yes, ma'am, yes,
change
ma'am.
over there.
It is disbursed within the two period of the time that the student is studying. After the
Okay.
completion, it all depends on the co-applicant, like the repayment and everything.
All right, all right. So basically, for example, if a student is going to study abroad, so initially we need 3-month-old funds for maximum countries, right? So
Max.
you will be
Yes, ma'am.
disbursing, the loan amount will be disbursing to the bank accounts 3 months in advance, and
Yes,
the
ma'am.
EMI would be starting since then.
Yes, ma'am. For
Okay.
undergrad course, I'm saying.
Undergrad, and for what about masters?
For masters, they for some time they get moratorium period, like they don't have to pay anything.
Okay.
After the completion of the course, they'll start the first EMI, including interest and everything. For most of the undergrad course, it is like on the very first month, the EMI is start.
Okay, okay. All right. And okay, we have another question. So you said that when my installment starts, that time, he has to start paying the amount. Is it like
Yes,
that?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. The interest starts from the
Okay.
very first day that he goes to the college.
Okay, so the interest will be starting since
Hmm.
the first day he will be starting with his college.
Yes, ma'am.
But in case if
Every
his
month he every month he only has to pay the interest. If it is a simple interest, if it is a compound interest, he has to pay the include he has taken a 10 lakh rupee loan and the interest is 13% on that, 13,000. So the only amount he'll be paying is 13,000 per month, the only interest. But if it is a compound interest, that 13 lakhs plus 13,000, and in which and that will be the principal, and in that case, 13 lakh 13,000 will be considered as the principal, and the interest that he'll be giving will be on 13 lakh 13,000. So it will increase monthly.
all right, got it. And what's the amount of EMI or interest amount in that case generally?
Generally, it's less, ma'am, 6 to 7,000, below 10,000.
Below 10,000 that they have to
Only
pay.
for the interest part. Yes, ma'am, that they have to pay. And
Okay.
it will be deducted from the co-applicant's account only.
Okay. So, Hamza, another important question. Student has taken the loan of, 13 lakhs, for example, to
Hmm.
start with their education part. Okay. Like to
Okay.
show funds in the bank account for the visa process. But in case if the visa gets rejected, okay, the loan amount has already been disbursed to their bank account. Now,
Hmm.
what do they do? What is the next step? Will they be still, charged in that case, or can they return that amount to the bank?
There
How
is
do
a loan closure, ma'am, loan closure statement different from that. They will be charged some amount and they can repay that full amount to the bank, to lender that the loan has been disbursed, from the loan that has been disbursed.
Okay, okay. Well, I believe that answers maximum questions today. Any more
Yes, ma'am.
questions? Any more things that you guys want to ask? You can just drop it in the chat box. Okay, so I have got another question. What's the percentage they will charge if loan is cancelled?
Cancelled, I have to check that, ma'am. The percent.
So, is there any processing fee also if the loan is getting
Yes, ma'am. There
disbursed?
is a processing fee of starts from 1.5%, but we can negotiate on that. It gets the minimum that is 0.75% that we can close the processing fee. The amount that has been approved on that.
All right. So, if the amount is 13 lakhs or 14 lakhs, the student is taking the loan against it. There will be a processing fee of somewhere around
Yes, ma'am.
0.5%.
0.1% is the 0.75% is the minimum, but 1% I'm considering right now
Okay, okay. So that amount student will have to pay to the bank firstly and
for
then
the disbursement.
for the
Yes, ma'am.
disbursement. And
They
then
have
the
to pay
amount
first.
will be given to the student.
Yes, ma'am.
So this amount the student will be getting, it will be a blocked amount or how it will be like?
So what most of the students do is like that if it is a 3 years course, they only take like the amount that they are needing is like 30 lakhs. So they'll take 15 lakhs as a first disbursement for the first year, like including accommodations and the tuition fee. And for the next year, they're taking 10 lakhs again. So partially they taking. They can also take it like full disbursement. But most of the time, student avoid that because the interest starts from the very first day that the amount they're taking. So if they take less amount, the interest will be less.
Okay, okay. All right. So another question I wanted to ask there, if the student wants to take the loan on the consultancy's fees as well, so do you provide that as well?
And we have a product called BNPL.
And what
So
is
we
that?
can,
Can you please throw some light on this?
yes, ma'am, that is called BNPL, buy now, pay later, in which what we do is we pay you upfront the fee that you're charging from the student, and we converted it to a no cost EMI for the student.
Okay. So is it like monthly that student has to pay or how?
Yes, yes, monthly. No cost EMI like any Amazon product or Bajaj Finserv do. But we'll cut some subvention from you and then we'll give a full amount to you. And the student can give it to us as an EMI, monthly EMI, no cost EMI, no interest or anything like that.
Okay. All right. Well, another good point and another, a very good question that we had from one of our students.
Yes, ma'am.
So I believe we are done with all the questions today. So guys, any other question? If anyone has, we have another 5 minutes to wrap up this session. You can please drop it in the chat box quickly so that we can take it up. Else, if you do not have any question, we can just okay. So we have another question. If I have already tried with Avance, and if I again file the application through Abroademy for any other bank, or maybe with Avance also, will my application have any negative impact?
No, no, no. For Avance, there's a minimum cooling period of 10 days, 10 working days, 2 weeks, I think. And they can reapply again for that same study abroad loan. For Avance, I'm saying for or any other lender, we can go for relook. If once the loan has been rejected, we can go for relook on the basis of FD or property or any other co-applicant. If like on the first case, like the loan was rejected because the co-applicant salary was less or the student's profile was low, we can relook on that case. For Avance, there's a cooling period of 10 days, and after that, we can try again and go for the relook.
All right. Okay. Now we have last, I believe, last question for the day. But
Yes,
Prodigy Finance and Empower Finance are providing non-collateral and non-co-signer loans.
yes, ma'am. True. But
So,
on selected universities and selected countries only.
okay, so you mean to say that they don't have all the countries and all the universities
No,
with.
no, no. For Empower specifically, I'm saying that they only give loan to Canada and US.
Okay.
And for Prodigies, they give France, US, Canada, and UK. None other country other than that. And
Okay.
the course and the university should be listed in that lender. Like there's a list of university and courses, and it should be in between them,
All right.
from them.
Okay. So in case if a student has to take loan for Italy, what do you suggest? Which bank will be giving him the loan for Italy in that case?
Any of the private banks or NBFCs, ma'am, like
Okay.
ICICI, Access, IDFC, and for NBFCs, you can go with Credila, Avance, Incred, Tata Capital, Auxilo. We have multiple options.
Okay. So, Hamza, what we have generally heard is, when a student is planning to take the loan, maximum times it happens, student says that I haven't got the loan, my loan application got rejected, or, n number of factors are included there because maybe the co-applicant was not there, the co-signer was not there. Or, the amount that they were expecting, they did not get that amount from that particular bank. So, what can be the reasons for rejection in such a case?
There can be multiple reasons, ma'am. That is why we go step by step. Like we suggest student, like if the co-applicant salary is not good, we suggest additional co-applicant. If the student does not have amount to that he can show in his account, we can suggest that they can borrow it from someone else and they can put it in his or her account for at least 1 month so the bank have proof. And there are multiple factors by which the student gets rejected, the loan gets rejected. If the academics is not good, but the co-applicant is good, we can go with that. But academics and co-applicant are both are not good. So in that case, an FD or property is needed.
All right. So, if the academics is not good, in that case, it becomes little difficult for the
It
bank
becomes
as
very
well.
difficult, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, okay. All right. So, another question I have, the student is saying, father is a farmer and he is checking out for the co-applicant. Can he go for the collateral loan in that case?
No, ma'am. No agricultural land will be considered if there's a co-applicant who lives in an urban area and has salary or business, anything like that. We can proceed it with that.
Okay, okay. So what percentage generally you ask for? Like how much the student's percentage should
There
be?
is no percentage like, ma'am. If the academic is poor or anything like that, we can proceed it with property.
Okay.
There are options, yes, ma'am. But the academics,
You
minimum 60% is the needed for
okay.
10, 12 and graduation.
So will you be checking the value of the property as well? Like
Yes, ma'am. It takes time. Like the value that is according to the government. Like
okay.
sometimes the student says my property values around 60 lakhs, but after the valuation it comes 40 lakhs. So it would be considered only 40 lakhs as a valuation.
So
They
if
have the process, whole process they have for the valuation. They have another team for that.
okay, okay. All right. So in case if mother is the homemaker, the if mother becomes the co-applicant, will that be permissive in that case?
No, we have to have an additional co-applicant now.
And that co-applicant can be maternal or paternal uncle, or maybe a cousin, sister, or brother.
It would be good if it is a maternal or paternal uncle. Cousin, brother, and sister is quite tough because they have to show the relation through the documentations, and that becomes quite tough.
Okay, okay. All right. Well, thank you, Hamza. I think we are all done with all the questions today. And that answers maximum doubts even of ours also and of our
Thank
students
you so
as well.
much.
So thank you guys for joining in. Thank you, Hamza, a lot for
Thank you
joining.
so much for ma'am. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, ma'am.
Yeah, so in case, guys, if you have any other question, you can just connect with your counselors and we will be able to, sort out these questions of yours maybe now in
100%.
one session.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am, we can have a one-to-one session as well.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
Thank you guys for joining in. That's all for today. I hope you must have liked the session. And in case if you want more such webinars to come in, please just ask your counselors to